Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And our weather today, a lot like we saw for much of the weekend, cloudy skies out there as we take a look down from our Sky-Fi tower camera at our neighbors and friends to the north in Kashmir. And hello to you folks up that way. Cloudy skies along the Cascades today. We did see a glimpse of blue sky at times, but all that heavy cloud cover really kept our temperatures down today. And this kind of weather pattern is what we can expect as we take a look at the week ahead. In fact, it will be a wet one. We can expect periods of rain throughout the week. Tomorrow won't be so bad, but it looks like Wednesday and Thursday, once again for us, a chance for some showers, and it will be breezy at times, especially tomorrow where we could see wind gusts around 30 miles an hour, and our high temperature, we could say goodbye to the low 60s, at least for now. It looks like we will drop down into the upper 50s for the week ahead, and we'll talk much more about this wet weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. An East Wenatchee man who was injured Friday morning when his mobile home caught fire has died. A Moses Lake man was apparently high on meth and hallucinating when he called police Saturday to say someone was trying to break into his home and kill him. And Washington State Fish and Wildlife confirms a new wolf pack has been identified in an area that includes Chelan and Kittitas counties. But first, we begin tonight. A massive blaze destroyed a mobile home and a vehicle in the Sun Cove area near Orondo Friday afternoon. The fire was reported at 2:20 Friday at 585 West Eniat Drive. And by the time firefighters arrived at the scene, they immediately called for a second alarm to protect neighboring houses. The fire quickly spread through the mobile home and torched an SUV next to the home under a mobile parking shelter. No one was home at the time of the fire, and at least one dog escaped without injury. The fire burned so hot, neighboring houses suffered cracked windows and melted paint and siding. A neighbor right next door also lost a shed, all of the lawn equipment inside, and a wooden fence. No word yet how that fire started. An East Wenatchee man who was injured Friday morning when his mobile home caught fire has died. 89-year-old Lawrence Jones died Saturday at Central Washington Hospital. His daughter, Gayleen Erlin, tells NCWLIFE News that her father died from severe burns, escaping the burning residence and then attempting to re-enter the structure, trying to put the fire out. Douglas County Fire District 2 Fire Marshal Kurt Blanchard says the fire started around 12:30 a.m. Friday on the deck of the single-wide mobile home located off Highway 28 south of Hydro Park. He says the fire quickly spread indoors. Blanchard says at first it wasn't known if the occupants escaped. He said Rivercom dispatchers reported hearing sounds of the fire and commotion inside the trailer when the residents left the telephone line open. He talked to NCWLIFE News after inspecting that fire scene.
One of the problems that we have in trailers in particular is a number of things. One, it's a very small structure, so when fire propagates through the structure, occupants don't have a lot of time to get out. You compound that problem with the fact that most trailers are furnished on the inside with paneling. When paneling burns, it off-gasses hydrogen cyanide gas, which is highly toxic, and that's not only one of the products that can lead to fatality for the occupants, but also it will combust.
Jones lived with another daughter, 68-year-old Patty Wilson, who was also treated for smoke inhalation and then released from the hospital on Saturday. Her sister says Wilson had been living with her father while awaiting a kidney transplant. She says a GoFundMe page is being created to help her make ends meet. The trailer was a total loss, and the family's two pet dogs also perished in that fire. A Moses Lake man was apparently high on meth and hallucinating when he called police Saturday to say someone was trying to break into his home and kill him. Moses Lake Police Department says things soon got very real for 25-year-old Trevon McLemore after deputies discovered there was a warrant out for his arrest. McLemore fled on foot in the 3800 block of Lakeshore Drive and tried to enter a neighbor's home before fleeing again. Police released K9 Edo, who tracked McLemore for about 30 minutes before finding him hiding in shrubbery near Lakeshore and Battery Road. His encounter with Edo required a trip to the hospital before McLemore was booked in the Grant County Jail. Washington State Fish and Wildlife confirms a new wolf pack has been identified in an area that includes Chelan and Kittitas counties. The agency released its annual wolf population report on Friday. The report says there is one breeding pair of wolves living in the Nanium Ridge area between Blewett Pass and Mission Ridge. Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife biologist Ben Moletsky says the predators were observed north of Ellensburg, but he said they probably travel into Chelan County to hunt. The report also says the wolf packs in the North Cascades recovery area, which includes Chelan County, has 3 successful breeding pairs. The report also revealed the first wolf pack in western Washington was confirmed in Skagit County with the discovery of a breeding male and a female. The agency says the state's wolf population remained healthy in 2018 and increased to 126 animals. Coming up next, the Wooden Avenue Landing Park in Chelan closed today because of ongoing construction on the Wooden Avenue Bridge. The U.S. Forest Service has released its list of areas targeted for prescribed burns this spring and summer. And the 6-year-old girl who fell into an icy Rock Island pond on February 21st is well on her way to a full recovery as she begins rehab at Seattle Children's Hospital. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Welcome back. In another news, the Wooden Avenue Landing Park in Chelan closed today because of ongoing construction on the Wooden Avenue Bridge. The landing park will remain closed until Friday, April 19th. All this week, crews will be installing irrigation sleeves, finish the landing park wall, and pouring concrete for curbs, planters, and sidewalks. There are no bridge closures anticipated, only short stops in traffic to allow equipment and trucks in and out of the work areas. Pedestrian access continues to remain open at all times, with bicyclists using the same area to cross. The bridge project is expected to be completed by Memorial Day at the end of May. The U.S. Forest Service has released its list of areas targeted for prescribed fires this spring and summer. The controlled burns are used to help reduce forest fuels that could result in catastrophic wildfires. Prescribed burns are planned on the Chelan, Eniat, Lake Wenatchee, and Wenatchee River Ranger districts in Chelan County. Residents and visitors can expect to see and smell some smoke each day during burning operations. Okanagan and Wenatchee National Forest Fire Management Officer Rob Allen says more than 10,000 acres are planned for treatment forest-wide, weather and fuel conditions permitting. The 6-year-old girl who fell into an icy Rock Island pond on February 21st is well on her way to a full recovery as she begins rehab at Seattle Children's Hospital. According to her mother, Rayana Rosenberg, who spent almost 20 minutes underwater, has only one chest tube remaining after having her IV stand taken away on Sunday. It's been a long and difficult recovery for the girl. Sean Ballard of Ballard Ambulance visited Rayana last week and said a month ago doctors feared the worst. Ballard delivered Get Well cards written by local kids at a March 26 fundraiser at Blue Spoon Yogurt in East Wenatchee. Rayana smiled as they were read to her and clutched them to her chest, saying, quote, "How do they all know my name?" unquote. Meanwhile, her mother, Becca Shelton, is due to give birth to her third child any day and could be induced on Thursday. That, according to Sean Ballard. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
I'm working today.
I have got some work to do today.
Don't forget, I've got some work for you today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Thanks.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in our community.
New beginnings feel great, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Be a job creator. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office is teaming up once again with Pybus Market for Canine in Wines. In tonight's feature story, Deputies Aaron Shepard and Mark Hegberg, along with Canine Reuben, stopped by Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with Dan Coons to talk more about the family-friendly event.
Canines and Wines, third big year. You got some more wineries involved. You got sponsors I know you want to thank. So it's going to be, again, Saturday the 13th at the local event center, Pybus Public Market. What exactly, people show up, I'm in, I want to go check this out. What happens?
Sure, it's free to the public, so that's first and foremost. We want people to interact and kind of understand that we serve the community. So these are, just dogs that you can approach, you can walk up to, you can talk to us. They're not vicious attack dogs that are just going to bite you right off the bat. They're nice, approachable dogs. It's free to the public, so we've got 3 wineries. We've got Bella Terraza, Chateau Fairlepont, and then Bergdorf Cellars that are going to be there. We also have glasses from Ogden Murphy Wallace that we've actually say Canines and Wines on it.
Cool.
So we're pretty proud of that. So we can you can come up, purchase a glass of wine, go up, talk with the dogs or talk with the people and the handlers. Also get a raffle and silent auction, so you can buy tickets and then purchase. Go in, try to bid and win some prizes, some good stuff. So we've got memberships to local gyms, tons of restaurants. We've got lots of really, really good, outstanding prizes. So we're really proud of it.
What about food?
That unfortunately we didn't.
You're on your own on that.
Yeah,
one?
we tried that. We tried that last year, and it just didn't work. So we took what worked and what didn't work, and we kind of just tailored it to what was best suited for us. Plus, I didn't really want to sit there and try to serve 400, 500 people throughout the evening. So it was definitely something that I didn't want to do.
That's understandable completely. And of course, all the money is going to go to the Chelan County Sheriff's Office Canine Division. The dogs are expensive.
They are. Each dog, right off the bat, costs about $10,000, and that's to purchase a dog, to equip them. Everything you see on Ruben is, and he's not even outfitted with all his gear. The canine cages, the train is huge. That costs a lot of money for us to go to and to keep up on our certifications and everything else like that. So it's a needed feature that we usually spend quite a bit of money just on training alone, as well as equipment. We go through leashes, we go through harnesses. Our dogs get into chewing stuff because that drive is so apparent that they will sit there and go nuts. So I've had my dog chew up my boots, his harnesses, I mean, you name it, he's chewed it up. So all the money goes directly towards the dogs. And purchase new equipment and everything else like that. So we're really excited for hopefully another good, outstanding turnout.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, let's take a look outside our weather window, looking down at the beautiful town of Cashmere from our Sky-Fi tower camera. You can see traffic moving along Highway 2, the beautiful Wenatchee River right by Cashmere. And we did see plenty of mid and high level, even some low level clouds out there. Some rain showers this morning and overnight. And boy, it was a rainy weekend, but it was kind of a weird weekend, wasn't it? Saw rain each morning, then by afternoon, Saturday and Sunday both. It turned out pretty darn nice. Today, though, not so much. Our temperatures stayed down with all that cloud cover out there. Only 50 degrees unofficially our high temperature today. And as you can see, that's well below our normal of 61 degrees. We started off nice at 44, just slightly above where we should be. Records for this date, do you remember just 3 years ago, 2016? 81 degrees, our record high, record low 28 in 1973. We did pick up 0.53 inches of precipitation. That goes back to Friday night when the rain started here in the Wenatchee Valley. So that now gives us just under 3 inches of rain for the year at 2.86 inches. Sunrise this morning, 6:26, and the sun will set tonight at 7:40. We have a lot to talk about as we get to our surface loop beginning tonight, mostly cloudy. We'll still see about a 30% chance of showers out there. Still some clouds and instability moving through Washington State. Area of high pressure right here is bringing a clockwise flow into Washington State, but an area of low pressure sneaking down from the northwest is also supplying a moisture tap into this flow. So as that moisture gets caught up in that, we were going to see more clouds and more showers, especially Wednesday, partly cloudy. We'll see some isolated showers around north central Washington. Most of that, though, will be in the west side. Seattle will see a very wet day on Wednesday. As we move into Thursday, pretty much the same scenario. Still lots of instability, and as you can see, even some snow showers in the Rockies and parts of the northern Cascades. But that flow gets a little bit more organized around that area of high pressure as we move closer to the weekend. Not so much for Friday. That should be our best day of this entire forecast. Mostly sunny for Friday. It will warm up probably into the mid-60s for Friday, and then by Saturday, back to more of that showery weather pattern that we had last weekend. This area of low pressure right here off the coast of British Columbia will be bringing that moisture our way on Saturday. And folks, it's really not going to end. This is what things look like for next week. We're talking next weekend and beyond. 1, 2, 3, 4 areas of low pressure lined up well back to our west, and those will all make their way into the Pacific Northwest as we get into the middle and end of April. So it looks like this showery, wet weather pattern will continue for us. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. forecast. 41 our overnight low tonight. A little bit warmer tomorrow, 60 degrees, partly cloudy. Remember, it will be windy tomorrow, 10 to 20 miles an hour out of the west-northwest, and we could see gusts as high as 33 miles an hour for Tuesday. A little better for Wednesday, partly cloudy, isolated rain showers. High temperature, I believe, is supposed to be 59 here, a low of 37. 60 your high on Thursday. Once again, isolated rain showers are possible. And as I mentioned, Friday, the best day of the entire forecast, mostly sunny and 64 with more rain coming for Saturday and Sunday with high temperatures then around 60, maybe even into the low 60s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat, poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Open 7 days a week, Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go, our friendly staff is here to serve you. Reservations recommended for Friday night's prime rib dinner. Call for live music dates. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday. Good to be back in the saddle, even though the voice isn't all the way here. Thanks to Dan for filling in for the last couple of weeks. Seattle Mariners continued their hottest start in team history over the weekend, taking 2 of 3 from Chicago, the White Sox yesterday, including a 12-5 win. 9-2, the Mariners' record now on the season. Daniel Vogelbach led the way with a career-high 6 RBIs, including 2 home runs and a bases-clearing double. Seattle has homered in each of its first 11 games so far, has 26 to lead the majors. Mariners begin a 4-game series against Kansas City today. Felix Hernandez on the mound facing the Royals' Homer Bailey. Homer, really? Not the best name for a pitcher facing a team like this that's hitting a lot of home runs right now. Well, we're all set for the college men's basketball championship tonight in Minneapolis after Virginia edged Auburn 63-62 and Texas Tech stopped Michigan State 61-51 on Saturday. That means it's the Cavaliers and the Red Raiders for all the marbles tonight on CBS. And how about the women's championship game? What a stem winder. Baylor held on for a thrilling 82-81 win over Notre Dame. Chloe Jackson hit the tie-breaking layup with 3.9 seconds left. Notre Dame had a chance at the free throw line to send it in overtime, but only converted 1 of 2 shots. Baylor, who happens to be heavily recruiting Cashmere's Haley Van Lith, finished the season at 37-1. Well, the Wenatchee Wild's defense of the Fred Page Cup came to an end Friday night, falling to the Vernon Vipers in Game 5 by a final of 3-1. Wenatchee jumped out to an early lead 3 minutes into the first period when Marco Reifenberger scored his 6th goal of the playoffs, but it was all Vipers from there. Vernon scored 3 unanswered goals in the second. Wenatchee could only muster 6 shots in the third period, saw its season come to an end, falling 4-1 to Vernon. Art Checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
He tried to sweep it along to Tellier, but it got broken up. Now back to the point. Usher sweeps it to Sasaki. Centering feed. Tellier shot through traffic. Save. Rebound. Score! Marco Reifenberger swept home the rebound from the top of the slot. Christophe Tellier put the puck there, and that's a perfect example of the Wild getting to those tough areas. Live coverage from Town Toyota Center here in beautiful downtown Wenatchee. There's Teddy Wooding. He gets through. He's in. He shoots, and he sent it wide. Oh, Wooding made an absolutely gorgeous move. Got through the D. Save made again on an opportunity from the far wing. Off the draws. It's still kind of tangled up in the circle. Dug out by Logan Cash. He's in. He shoots, and a save made by Park. Oh, what a right leg pad save made by Park. Murphy Stratton tried to get to it, but the Vipers got there first. Lansdell digs it out, zips it up high. Judson shoots, and he scores. The one-timer from Jack Judson at the blue line, as it was dug out by Lansdell on the right wing boards, moved across, and Judson unloaded it off the pipe on the glove side and in. The Vipers have tied it at 1. Held into the zone. Shifted back across. Williamson backdoor. Shot on. A save made there by Park. Kicked along, and Gashevsky is able to clear it. Oh, my. On the penalty to Souter. He'll be back on the ice momentarily. Shot, pad, save, rebound, score. Latta took the shot from the right point, and the rebound bounced over to Sanderson. And Sanderson knuckled it home up under the crossbar. And the Vipers take a 2-1 lead. And that crossing feed. Oh, there's an elbow thrown by Lansdell on Winslow. And Souter comes and approaches Lansdell up along the near side wall. Williamson comes after Tellier, starts yanking on his helmet, face masking him, grabbing him and yanking on it. Dangles away from Stratton, comes in straight up the middle, cuts to his left, drop pass, Williamson shoots and he scores. Jagger Williamson, 4-on-4, pick the top corner high on the blocker's side. Off the drop pass from Lansdell. Williamson saw a lane, he picked it. And the Vipers now lead it 3-1. Drill it into the zone, went off the leg of Zablocki. Back out to center, and that's it. As the Vernon Vipers will close out the series. And the Wenatchee Wild season comes to an end here on home ice. The Vernon Vipers, with a hard-fought series, they earned it. No doubt about it. The Wild have nothing to hang their heads about. Great series with West Kelowna. A great series with Cowichan Valley that the Wild battled through. But the Vernon Vipers executed their plan very well. And they will advance in 5 games, moving on to the Fred Page Cup Finals.
So the Wild will not win the Fred Page Cup again, but not a bad season. They finished the regular season 32-22-4, complete the playoffs 9-9. Vernon will advance to face Prince George for the Fred Page Cup Finals. Well, the Wenatchee Valley Skyhawks found their offensive stride last night at the Town Toyota Center, putting up 60 points and a 40-point win over the Reno Express. Skyhawks improved to 2-1 with a win. Won't play again until April 20th at Reno. The Idaho Horsemen lead the American West Football Conference at 3-0. After its 67-37 win over Tri-City Fire last weekend. Let's open up the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from the weekend. First in boys soccer, Brewster shot past Chelan 4-1 on Friday. Wenatchee stumbled at Davis, falling 2-1. On Saturday, Omak blanked Manson 1-0, and Cascade doubled up Meridian 4-2. Baseball action on Friday. Cascade did 10-run Meridian 13-3. Kashmir shut out Tonasket. On Saturday, Wenatchee had G-Spot 2-1. Manson and Cascade were rained out. Les Schwab Prep softball scoreboard. Couple to pass along for you. Cascade and Mount Baker split a doubleheader Friday with the Kodiaks coming out with a Game 1 win, 3-2. Visitors won the nightcap 13-8. Kashmir down Tonasket 12-8. On the schedule for today, well, earlier they teed off at Moses Lake Country Club for the third pod for the Big Nine boys. Also, the Cascade boys and girls on the road at Omak this afternoon. In a non-league soccer match, Wenatchee on the road at Mount Si. That game currently is underway. That's Sports Summer at Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Great to have you back, Eric. Thanks. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.